Get ready to laugh out loud? Here are the 5 best jokes of the day that will have you cracking up in no time. So there's this couple, Lisa and Tom, and they get invited to a Halloween costume party, right? Big theme, legendary characters of film. Pretty cool, right? Now here's where it gets good. Lisa gets a massive headache. She tells Tom, "Hey, you go to the party, I'll just stay home and rest." And Tom's all like, "Babe, I don't want to go without you." But she insists. So, off he goes, dressed up as some masked superhero. You know, the kind where you're covered head to toe like even his mother wouldn't recognize him. Well, Lisa wakes up a little later, her headache's gone, and she's thinking, you know what? I'm gonna surprise him. So, she throws on her own costume. Some old Hollywood mystery lady look with a full face mask. Nobody's recognizing her either. She gets to the party and spots Tom, who's out there living his best life. I mean, he's dancing with all these ladies, giving out little winks like he's some sort of single guy again. So, Lisa decides to mess with him a bit. She struts over, starts flirting, and Tom is into it. They're drinking, dancing, until finally he's whispering sweet nothings and leads her out to his car for some Halloween fun. Now, it's all still in disguise, right? Midnight hits, everyone unmasks, but Lisa sneaks out and heads home to wait for him. She wants to see how he explains all this. So, Tom walks in. She's like, "Hey babe, how was the party?" And he's like, "Hey, you know me. Didn't really do much. Just hung out with the guys in the back playing poker." She leans in a little, raising her eyebrow. "Oh, really? No dancing? No ladies?" Tom's like, "Nope, not even one dance. Actually, I gave my costume to my buddy Jimmy. He said he was gonna have the time of his life in it." Huh? So my dad, tough Irish guy, hasn't seen a doctor in like 20 years. He finally starts feeling really sick, so he drags himself in, and after a bunch of tests, the doctor sits him down, looks real serious, and goes, "I hate to tell you this, but you've got cancer." My dad, trying to keep his cool, asks, "Okay, doc, how bad are we talking?" The doctor sighs and says, "Well, with treatment, you're looking at about 3 months. Without treatment, maybe a month." And my dad just nods, real calm, and goes, "All right, no treatment it is." So he comes out to the waiting room, claps me on the shoulder and says, "Mike, you know how we Finnegans celebrate everything. The good, the bad, all of it. So tonight, we're hitting the pub." We get to the pub, order a few rounds, and we're 3 or 4 beers in, laughing our heads off, reminiscing. Eventually, a couple of his old buddies walk over, seeing us having this big toast, and they ask, "Jack, what's going on? What's the occasion?" My dad gets all serious, raises his glass and says, "Well, fellas, I've just been diagnosed. It's bad. I've got AIDS." His friends are stunned, patting him on the back, saying, "Oh, Jack, you're a fighter. We're here for you." They buy another round, toasting one hell of a guy, and everyone's getting a little misty-eyed. After they leave, I turn to my dad, totally confused. I'm like, "Dad, didn't the doctor say you have cancer?" My dad leans in, gives me this sly grin and says, "I do, son. But when I'm gone, I don't want any of those guys trying to sleep with your mother." Huh? One day, a teenager named Timmy met a girl named Jessica on Facebook. After chatting for a while, they realized they lived in the same neighborhood. They decided to meet up at a park nearby. After that meeting, Timmy fell head over heels for her. He rushed home, bursting with excitement, and told his dad, "Dad, I just met this amazing girl. Her name's Jessica, and she lives in Block 14, just 2 blocks away. She's incredible." His dad gave him a tight smile and said, "Son, I've got to be honest with you. You should stay away from Jessica. She's actually your sister." Shocked and disappointed, Timmy tried to forget Jessica. A few weeks later, he met another girl at the gym named Lisa. They hit it off right away, and Timmy couldn't wait to tell his dad. He came home and said, "Dad, I met a new girl today. Her name's Lisa, and we clicked right away." His dad sighed. "Sorry, son. But Lisa, she's also your sister." Heartbroken again, Timmy tried to move on. Then, a few weeks later, he met the most stunning girl he'd ever seen. Her name was Olivia, and they hit it off even better than before. But this time, Timmy was more cautious. He held off telling his dad. However, over dinner, he couldn't resist anymore. "Dad, I met a beautiful girl who lives in Block 22, Timmy said, trying to sound casual. His dad immediately looked worried. "But her name isn't Sophia, is it?" Timmy shook his head. "No, Dad." His dad kept pressing. "Not Chloe, not Rachel, not Emma." Sensing the tension, Timmy's mom suddenly entered the room and pulled him aside for a private talk. In his room, his mom calmly said, "Listen, Timmy, you can date any girl you want." Timmy looked confused. "But Mom, Dad keeps saying..." His mom smiled softly and patted his shoulder. "Relax, sweetheart. He's not your father." Huh? You ever find yourself in a courtroom that's so tense you could cut the air with a knife? Picture this. An old lady, known around town for being a total hardhead, is on trial for shoplifting at the supermarket. She's got that defiant look on her face like she's about to give a TED talk on why avocados should be cheaper. So, she's in front of the store manager, going off about ridiculous prices and those aisles that are way too narrow. I mean, come on, lady. They're not trying to start a street fight in the cereal section. When the cops arrive to arrest her, she's not backing down. No, she's accusing them of dragging their feet like this whole thing is some elaborate conspiracy against her. With her arms crossed and that classic "who, me" face, she stands in front of the judge looking completely unapologetic. The judge, calm as a cucumber, asks, "Ma'am, what did you steal from the store?" And with all the sass in the world, she replies, "Just a can of stupid chicken soup." The judge raises an eyebrow like he's just found a fly in his coffee. He asks, "How many pieces of chicken are in that can?" She rolls her eyes and snaps back, "7. But why do you care?" The judge, still composed, says, "Well, since you stole 7 pieces of chicken, I'm sentencing you to 7 days in jail, 1 day for each piece." As the judge is about to bang his gavel, her husband, who's been sitting in the back looking completely defeated, finally raises his hand. "Your Honor," he says with a weary sigh, "I think there's something else you need to know." The judge leans in, intrigued. "What is it?" And the husband, resigned to his fate, says, "She also stole a can of peas." Huh? So, I heard this crazy story about a murder trial, right? The evidence was airtight. Motive, means, opportunity. Only one problem. No body. Now the defense attorney, this slick New York guy, of course, knows things aren't looking good. So he decides to pull a Hail Mary. He stands up and says to the jury, "Ladies and gentlemen, in 60 seconds, the person you think is dead will walk through that door." The whole courtroom freezes, like it's a scene out of Law and Order. Every head turns to the door, people are holding their breath. Even the judge is checking his watch like, "Okay, where's the plot twist?" 60 seconds pass, nothing, nada. Then the lawyer breaks the silence like, "Yeah, I made that up. But the fact that you all looked proves you have doubt. And if you've got doubt, you gotta let my guy go, right?" So the jury goes to deliberate. 10 minutes later, they're back. Boom, guilty. The lawyer is losing it. He's like, "But you all looked at the door. That means you weren't sure." And the jury foreman stands up, straight-faced, and says, "Yeah, we looked, but your client didn't." Huh? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to make your day even better.